In this review, I'll be taking a look at the Neca Masters of the Universe Staction figure of the evil Master of Escape Webstor. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. This figure of Webstor was released in 2007 as a part of Series 4 in the Neca Masters of the Universe Staction line of figures. This line was a continuation of the 2002 animated series once the show was cancelled and the Mattel line of figures ended. The Neca line was made mostly of characters from the show that Mattel did not make figures of. This line is basically mini statues and therefore do not have any articulation, like a normal action figure would have. Nonetheless, these are some favorites of MOTU fans and are highly sought after now. Now let's dive into this amazing piece, shall we? All the figures in this line include a display stand. This is much needed as Webstor is top heavy and cannot stand upright without a stand. The display stand is a metallic purple in color. There is some really neat circuitry sculpting on the display base, and it does include a peg. There's not much going on the underside. Now let's take a closer look at the evil Arachnid from Eternia. As I previously mentioned, this look of Webstor is based on his appearance in the 2002 animated series. In my opinion, I love the redesign as it gives the character a much more creepy vibe. The design was modified quite considerably to appear more spider-like, with additional eyes and limbs as well as a thinner frame. Starting off with the head, he has 4 large fangs protruding from his mouth, 2 upper and 2 lower. He has 2 large red eyes and 4 smaller red eyes above those. A mohawk-like fin is running along the top of his head down to his nose. Coming out of the back are his large spider-like appendages. They are very insectoid with little spikes running along them. While absent on the original toy, I do prefer this look a lot more. It definitely gives it a more sinister look in my opinion. Moving down to his torso, he is wearing a chest armor with a Black Widow symbol, just as the original toy had. The armor sticks out against his blue skin tone. Webstor has 2 arms on each side of his body. The bottom right hand is holding onto an orange blaster. This too is an update to the blaster that came with the original figure. The sculpting is quite nice. It is held by the 2 little fingers on the hand. Be very careful when placing the gun in the hand, as this figure is very fragile and can easily be broken. The figure does look really cool wielding this blaster though. Looking at the more normal arm above, there's a bracelet on his wrist. There are smaller spikes running along the arm as well. There are also added paint details on the skin. This figure is very well painted. I mean, just look at that extra paint detail on the gun. The extra paint goes a long way and makes these much more interesting to look at. The upper left arm has the same bracelet and spikes running along it as the right arm did. The lower left arm is holding onto his grapple. This once again is an updated version from the original toy. This was the original toy's action feature that allowed it to climb up things. On this figure it is more for looks. The grapple pegs into the right arm to get it the same place. Webstor is wearing a long black furry loincloth that is commonly found on almost all Masters of the Universe characters. His 3-toed feet have large black claws. Like the arm, there are smaller spikes running up the leg. The lower legs have armor pieces that are painted the same as the wrist bracelets. I love the design of the legs on Webstor. I think they are so cool looking. There are peg holes on the bottoms of the feet. Turning around to the back, the first thing you will notice is the rope that connects the grapple hook to the backpack. Moving the rope out of the way, there are large black claws coming out of each leg. Here you can see the back of the nicely sculpted loincloth as well as the nicely painted belt. The rope is able to be pulled just like the vintage toy. The back piece is sculpted with amazing detail. There are little cracks and indentions all throughout. This really is an amazing figure. As I previously mentioned, Webstor cannot stand on his own without the display base. He is just too top heavy. The grapple can be removed. I wish the peg was on the grapple instead of the arm, as when the grapple is removed, the peg can be seen sticking out of the arm. To place the grapple back, just simply place back onto the peg. While I made several mentions, let's now compare Webstor next to the original Webstor toy. Here you can see the similarities as well as the drastic upgrades. The Staction is definitely more spider looking than the original. Here is Webstor next to the other two from Series 4. First is Snakeface, and here's Leech. Here's how Webstor looks alongside a Mattel 2002 figure, this one being Fisto, or Battle Fist as he is referred to in this line. And finally here he is alongside a Master of the Universe classic Skeletor. And there you have the amazing NECA Staction of Webstor. This is one of my favorite MOTU pieces I own, and I highly recommend it. Unfortunately, he has gone up in price since he was released, but he is definitely worth it in my opinion. Once again, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Smack that like button if you did enjoy this video, and follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Thanks for watching.
Spiders are an important part of nature and do many good things for the environment, but there are a few spiders that bite. So unless a parent or teacher says it's alright, it's best not to get too near to them.
Yeah, it's always better to be safe than sorry.
Until next time.